guys, I hope you're all good. Today I am running through a really quick recipe for lovely scones. I do these all the time. They're so handy to have in the house. If you're rushing out the door, grab it with you. So easy to make. And I'm starting off with 350 grams of self-raising flour and a teaspoon of baking powder. Sieve them into a bowl and I'll come back. Sieve that and I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of castor sugar and I'm going to mix that all up. I've got 75 grams of butter, Kerrygold. It's out of the fridge for about 3 hours, so it's not too hard. And I will come back and show you what's next. Added in my Kerrygold butter in the cubes, 75 grams. And just with your hands, mix it all in together. It's actually really nice to do this. It's my favorite part. And you want to keep going, just pick it up and let the flour go through the butter. I'll come back when it's all done and I'll show you how it's meant to look. So a little tip when you're doing it, if you want to just grab with your 2 hands and just do this. Grab, squeeze it through your fingers and eventually it will become like little breadcrumbs. I'm just going to show you at the stage it's at now. So you can see there the consistency that it needs to be. Everything is all mixed up. I can't see any butter and it's just like breadcrumbs. So we're ready for the next step. Okay, so now I've got 175 grams of, I'm using buttermilk, you can use regular milk, but I use buttermilk, and I'm going to crack 1 egg into that, mix it up well, and I'll come back. Okay, so now I'm going to pour in some of the buttermilk and egg mix, not all of it, and in stages, mix it in with your mix until you get the right consistency. I'll show you how that's meant to look when Okay, so I haven't quite used all the buttermilk, there's about that left. You don't want it to get too wet because then you'll have to add more flour. So this is how it's looking now, and I'm going to now use my hands to bring it all together. It is a little bit messy, but it's worth it. I'm going to bring that all together and come back when I put it on the flour surface. Okay, so I've just put some flour on my worktop, and this is by no means all together. It's coming out wet and a bit all over the place. So you want to just gently onto the floured surface and take your time, bring it together. So it eventually will come into a nice little ball. Make sure you keep your flour on the base. You can see that now coming together. Don't over knead it. And that's it. Very rough and ready. I'll come back with the rolling pin. Okay, so you want to gently roll that out to about 1 inch thickness in both directions. Get your cutter, shake it around in some flour. This stops it sticking to the dough. And it pops out. Again, roll it around in some flour and go again. This way it doesn't get stuck in the dough. And keep going until you have all your... For the leftover dough, again, gently gather it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Make it into your little bowl and give it a little roll, and you should end up with maybe 13 or 14 scones out of this. Okay, so I've got 12 scones there, and with the little bit of leftover buttermilk and egg, I'm just going to gently brush the tops of them all, not too much, with that, and I'm going to pop them in the oven, 220 fan oven for about 10 minutes. And I will come back when they're out. Just while they're cooking, a really handy little tool to have is a scraper. It's just really handy to gather up all the flour from your work surface, much easier than trying to get it with a sponge. So yeah, that's it. If you're in a home store department, pick one of these up, they're great. And that's it, scones done. It took 12 minutes in the oven. I let them cool on a wire rack and popped a tea towel over them until they cooled down. Absolutely gorgeous, so easy. Give it a go, guys. Let me know how you get on. I love to hear your comments about the bakes that I put up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.